Hey everyone, welcome to another training session. Today we're going to cover plan and profile. As civil engineers know, this is one of the most used functions in our world. Plan and profile goes hand in hand. We're skipping a few steps today just to save some time since the videos are getting longer and longer. So just to save a few minutes, I just simply insert the title block. By now you know it. It's by just simply pressing import title block uh, and that's gonna come in. Next step is setting viewport size. We're just gonna do this, it takes a second. So you're gonna use exactly the same as before, just because it's simpler. For this one, we're gonna insert the north arrows and scale bars from beginning, since we show or we've seen how that work if we forgot. So now it's the same, and it's exactly applicable across all functionality. So no matter where you are in whatever tab, multi-viewport, single viewport, you can always add those at the later stage always. So now we add them, just reminder that's always on title block or always on the template title block. This is where insertion come in, configure title block or configure, fields, configure north arrow and configure scale bar. Why did it split it into two? Because it knows that we are in multi-viewport. So it's gonna flip it into two, but all of these will be adjusted when we select. Since we are in plan profile, we're gonna go and press plan profile. It's gonna send us straight to model space because this is where the magic happened. It's gonna ask us which alignment we want. Again, as a reminder, alignments needs to be referenced in. Again, it does not need to be promoted. It's simply referenced in from the data shortcut, and they're in the background. They're no display currently, and they're locked just in case. When pressing plan profiles, detect the alignments that currently in the drawing. Currently, I have two, similar to plan and plan. It's gonna ask us which one we want, second street or first street. The number here is all depending on when you actually reference them. Doesn't mean that it's reading the name. So we're gonna go with alignment 2, or available alignment 2, which is first street. It's gonna detect that we have, hey, two profiles. I have one grading here and I have one grading existing, and I have pipe network in it. So let's go with that since it has label, so we can do the full presentation. Saying it's gonna ask us follow or reverse full, and it's gonna ask us for the naming. So I'm just gonna call it PNP C4 dash 01, same as usual. I'm gonna select 10 scale and I'm gonna explain how that affect us. This is just the spacing between the two viewports. Again, if you use the full set, or if you use your full viewport as your full page, then you might want more spacing on the bottom. In this case, I'm just gonna use 0. It's gonna ask you for the minimum width. This is how much you want the program to cover from alignment. 20, in this case, that's mean 10 feet on each side, so 20 total. So I'm going to use 40 feet. That's a good number, I guess. Same horizontal. Do you want to have the same horizontal scale between plan and profile? You know, profiles typically have vertical exaggeration. Horizontal usually are 1-to-1. So the preference is typically yes, but I'll leave that up to you. So if the program cannot fit it, because we have, at least I have, a small title block, 24 by 36, 10 scale will basically use quite a bit of size for the profile. And you can see here in the view, the profile has quite a bit of vertical differential and elevations. Therefore, if I use 10 scale, there will be no space to fit that minimum 40 that I defined initially. So that's why it's jump up to the second scale afterward, which is 20 scale in this case. Yes, if it can fit it, it just doesn't ask you this question. Where do you want the plan viewport position? Do you want it on top or on the bottom? Some people would say, why would you even use the bottom? Believe it or not, some agency actually require the profile to be on top and the plan on the bottom. For this example, we're gonna go with top. As usual, you see the preview. It's just gonna preview it for you. It's attempting to position us properly. If we just check from the center, we want 20 and then we have 24, and this is just visual. And I'll show you how you can check the gap if you have like any concern that the program might have not done it well, which might, like on a really tight alignment, it might not get the coverage correctly, and there is a way to check it out. So we'll check it later. So now we have a good preview that we can start with. So build sheets is going to ask us again, do we want the cover page or overview, key plan, yes or no? We're just going to select yes for now. Name, overview, sure. And then just going to simply press enter. Of course, I forgot to start this one. So again, north arrow is straight, no surprises for the cover because our north is north, and you can start seeing the north arrow is twisted here, which is minus t-twist. We have the match line, we have the profile, and we have the name, we have the scale bar. Great. So what typically we do, like there are so many things that's be done. One thing, maybe we don't want this coverage to go all the way out, since we know that our alignment ends at this intersection. So we're just going to simply pull it out. And same, like I don't want this whole space here. Let's just move it, okay? And now simply update sheets. It's going to ask us to preserve the layers, and then we go from there. So now you can come in and you can see it. Okay, it's snipped. Can I adjust VP max similar to single viewports? Absolutely. All these functionalities are shared across the program, so you can adjust it at any time and it's going to apply. Again, like if you adjust it in plan profile, in this case, these tiles will grow, so we'll have to do it again, but you can get it there as you want. So now what's we missing? Let's add some labels. Labels are very important. So how to add the labels is simply here. Add-ons, plan viewport label, of plan viewport label. I cannot speak today. And I'm gonna use auto. Include station, yes. Stacked, yes. And then let's also add the profile view label. Auto, yes. Stacked. There's a lot of questions here. Sorry about that, but it's just for customization. Stack, do you want column or equal? This is the horizontal. Let's do column for now. Do you want the profile to be named profile or elevation? Again, like some agencies require us to call them elevation, so let's call it elevation. And as usual, the program will tell you what to do next. It's gonna ask you here to run update sheets, and we're gonna simply press update sheets. It's gonna blink a little bit, and it's gonna do it. So it's gonna add the plan, it's gonna add the station range, the scale, plan, station range. This is the stacked question, and it named it elevation. Match line here, we can cross check it that, yeah, it's just before 340 and this is 338. It's pretty good. And similar here, where are we here? 320, 340, so it's just before 340, which is similar, 338, 338. Just a visual check is always good from designers. What is that inch and a half that we defined initially? This is where it is. This is basically an inch and a half that we've said, leave me space between the two. So as you start using the program, you get to more define it and play with those. We have to put some default versions to keep it visually good, just in case you're going fast. But it's always good to check it, play with these numbers, and go from there. So now we have a plan, we have a profile, we have our match lines. Do we want to add a support key plan? Absolutely. Let's do that. Let's add those. Let's add the key plan area. Again, I love those, and we're gonna still do current drawing. Key plans training is coming next. So simply press it, and it's gonna create those. It's gonna hatch each one separate for sure. I think by now you guys know how to do this. Set viewport. Again, this is a new function that was added, or it's going to be shipped in the 1.15, where when you go to set support viewport, it's going to switch you directly to the underscore title block, your canvas. So it becomes easier not to confuse where you're doing. So now, what do we need to name it? Legend, I guess. We're going to draw it, and we're going to select our legend. So now legend, again, this is a great practice, even for me. Now we go back to model space, preview support. It's going to ask us, or it's going to tell us, hey, your scale is 20. Do you want to use 20? Yes. Pick center point. I'm going to pick center point here this time, and I'm going to move it. just to remind you guys that you can always do it. And simply press update, and it's just gonna cycle through those and apply our legend. So now we have legend, we have north arrows, we have an okay, I guess an okay planet profile. What can we do more? So this is good. As you can see here, it's good enough for maybe schematic design. Like you have one big profile that's been split, but you see the band that's being clipped here. Like if we go to C401, you can see that we don't have the right band and we only have a left band here because it's simply just a viewport. But there is not much happening there. And then when we go to C402, we only see the right band. What if we want to basically ask the program to split the profile view to mimic our plan? So a function called split profile view here under drawing setup that will allow us to do that. So if we split it, it's gonna tell us there is no detected alignment to split because the profile currently is in an XREF and not in the drawing, which is typical from, or at least it's a typical in the current industry, that nothing lives really in the layouts unless it's an exhibit, and everything lives in source. So what to do? So simply we can go to the source, and in the source, which will be covering two functions in one in this presentation. Okay, so now in the source drawing, as the palette opens, and you can see it's a different palette, and now we have a drawing support. Currently, there's only one function, which is profile split. There is more to come in the future, and we'll keep updating all the users based on that. So what profile split does? So when press on it, it's gonna open a unique palette. It's very focused one. It does not have the title block, it does not have the creation of the sheet because this is simply support. It's not an actual sheet palette. So those palettes are very focused in general. And this is the first one, so we'll get used to it eventually. What should we do? If we don't know what to do, simply hover on top of a button, and it's basically going to explain to us, create per sheet split profile view. What does that mean? As you recall, we've created our plan and profile in this file, and then now we have stations for the plan, and then currently we have single profile, which you can see it here. What if we want to break that profile to mimic what's happening on the plan view? So simply we're gonna do that now. Quick introduction to what's happening on top. It's basically just explaining that's create per sheet split preview source or preview in this source drawing. There is no linked plan and profile drawing. These are your layouts, and currently status is non-existing because nothing's happening on this drawing. So that's mean there's no link between this source file and any layout you've created yet. So let's establish first the link. So we press on profile split. It's gonna ask us which alignment. Since we've done first street here is number 1, so we're gonna simply press number 1. It's gonna ask us to select the layout file. Why? Why it doesn't do it automatically? Assume you're working in multiple plan and profile. Some of them are utility, some of them are grading, some of them are layouts where you have crest and snags, etc. And so it needs to know what you're doing. So it auto-detect the profile for you, so you don't have to pick 1 or 2 in this case. And it's gonna basically ask you where you wanna insert it. It's gonna also break your station range if you wanna check it. And it's gonna ask you to pick another anchor point. Why doesn't break the actual profile? Well, simply the program has very strict rule that we will never touch user created documents. We will always split it. If you ever want to come back to it, this is your truth, which is important as you check or cross-check labels, specifically since the labels, or we attempted to move the labels to the split one. It's important to keep those in check. There is also a sync profile label here. If you opt to continue on the main profile, which we typically do in design, where you want everything to be on a single profile, the sync profile label will attempt to move your labels and try to keep them as is. It will, and I'll be honest, it will fail on the edges. It attempts to put it properly. It's very difficult for the API currently to put it as intended. Without full AI, this is going to be very difficult to do so. You can see it's simple adjustment and it saves some time. You can see also this one, it didn't pull it as exactly as is, and it just simply pull it up if you want, and it's gonna mimic exactly what you have. Just some savings of time. So now what? Now we need to save, always save, else you cannot split. You need to save the plan and profile first before you attempt to split, else the data does not get read properly between the two. So now we save. What we do next, we come back to C4 and then we're going to see critical. First, we need to standard CAD practice. We need to reload the background, and we're going to synchronize, since this is a Civil 3D document. And you can see, this is no surprise to anyone, XREFs is going to bring what's happening in the XREF. Now we have a critical piece here. What it is, it's basically, let's see, it's going to say source split refresh for first street and click profile. So we're going to do profile sync. And then it's going to show us the two cyan boxes that we're used or getting used to it now, that this is a preview. We're going to press accept, and we're going to say yes, and it's going to build our new profile views. You can notice it made it bigger. You can always make it smaller. And the program will simply update that sheet if you like, and everything now turned green, which is great. And then now we're gonna simply press update sheets here and preserve layer, yes. And then just so we trim the excess. So now we're back to split. Now we can see it. It's great. The second question that comes up here, what happened? The better answer is not what happened. The design will change. When design change, what can I do? Does this know? Yes. So let's assume you need to change your tile or rotation or anything that affects your plan view or your layout. Sorry. Let's assume we want to rotate this one here, and I want to show you something here, like you don't notice it yet, but we're gonna assume we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do update sheets. We're gonna press update, and we go up or we go by it. There's multiple warning that they're gonna come up. The first one that I want to talk to is not the critical one. The critical one is simply, hey, your plan changed. You need to update your split profile. But the first one is the coverage. So if you go to model space and basically turn on gap preview, it's going to show you cyan colored. Again, these are non-plot. But basically the program says, hey, by moving this tile the way you did, now you have a gap. Remember when we created this plan and profile, we set a minimum spacing required of coverage. And by putting this tile where it is currently, it's violating that rule. The program will allow you to still do it. It's just going to flag it that, hey, you have a gap. If you're okay with it, you're okay with it. But if not, and you want to cover the gap, you simply have to either rotate. Let's do that. Let's rotate this to push a little bit on the north arrow. Just so you are in coverage. So now we are in coverage. Next, what to do is definitely update sheets. Yes. So now we created the sheet. Simply refresh this. The gap should go away. If you double click on it, it's gone. And it's gone from the list. So we know that now it's covered. Next, what to do? The profiles are not now updated, right? So we have our match line is currently, it's slightly after 300, which I don't know why I should have read the station line. The station line is 302, 302. If we switch here, it's out because 302 is not currently in this profile. So what to do? We need to update the split. Are we going to do it manually? No. So the health is helping us or telling us what to do next. It's asking us to save because we need to transfer data. So to transfer data between drawings and CAD in general, we need to save. Same as when you're doing syncs for SheetSet Manager, a save is a must. So QSave, which is saying here, please save current drawing, then open profile source. Now we have profile source open, but what if this is a week from now, things change, and you want to open it? You can either go and find it, or you can simply press the button that will pop up on health that says open profile source. And then if it's open, it's going to simply switch to it. If it's not open, it's going to open it for you. And now it's going to ask you to click sync. It's going to sync it. You can see the health cleared out. And the message that pop up on the screen, it says, please save. It's just a reminder, another reminder to please save your drawing before going there. So you can see the edges they need some love always to just fix the label so they don't cross beyond the edge of the profile. So now we finished. We must save, always save. And then now we saved it. Then we go back to our regular drawing, same as originally. We're gonna reload and synchronize. And now if we come to health, we don't need to report a bug. Health says source split, refresh for first street, and profile sync is here. We press it. If we are on model space, I cannot, no model space, let's cancel it and then go to model space just so we show you what happened. Profile sync, it's, and again, gonna draw you your new boxes, accept, preserve layer, yes, and then it's gonna redraw your match line, and it's gonna sync it again, so you're back to regular. You can see station line, the 302, which is slightly after 300 in this case, and now we have a synced profile to plan. So you can go back and forth with this as many times as you want. It's a pretty simple tool and it saves a lot of time. And so hopefully you enjoyed this session, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks, everyone.